what kind of things happen when you're out of balance?
Oh, okay. Let's see.
You're like popping off at the grocery store. All right. This like grocery register person just
Uh,
trying to sell you some baguette,
wait, what?
a baguette,
Oh.
some bread, some milk, whatever you're buying. I don't know
Oh,
what you
yeah.
buy.
Uh-huh.
Staples. Phil for you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're getting
A little sass.
little sassafras.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How's that happen?
Hmm. Yeah. So I think so we were talking in our pre-talk about how just to give you like a personal example, when I started working at the shelter and I started to you know expand my awareness of the suffering that was happening in the world and hearing stories,
Mhm.
right? I would feel really sad, like overwhelmingly sad, right? And I noticed it kind of impacting like watching my kids and not feeling the same level of joy. And there's also some like secondary trauma that's happening because as I'm watching them play, sometimes I would, think about like what's happening to the kids.
In other places in the world.
Right. And I
Yeah.
would even see that happening kind of in front of me sometimes, right? And so that would diminish my ability to feel, joyful or happy in those moments, like even when the kids are laughing, right? And then going back to what I said earlier, well, then I'm trying to move through my day and get through the world and do all the things. And I remember going to my son's OT appointment and I couldn't pay online for some reason. And you have to wait outside the office. They don't let you in. They'll come get the kid and take them in. So I called ahead of time to say, hey, can I come inside to pay you? I'm having trouble online. I only have Apple Pay. I don't have my card right now. And they're like, sure. So I rearrange plans. I get there early so I can take the 10 minutes to go inside. And then the lady's like, oh, we don't have Apple Pay. And in that moment, I got so angry. It's like, I rearranged my day. I'm here 10 minutes early.
You went Karen. You turned into a Karen.
It was like, I was like, I called earlier. I asked, and the person's like, well, you didn't say Apple Pay. You said, can I pay in person? I was like, fine, and I walked out. Right,
You
and then
find them?
yes, I did. And then I got into the parking lot, and I was like, wow, that was not about them.
You just did that, Mary.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. And so then I sat in my car and I took a few moments to feel, it's like, I'm feeling really angry right now. And it's not about them. Like, what is it about? And I, of course, quickly realized it's like, well, I'm angry at the world,
Angry at the world.
Yeah, and I'm not in balance. Like I'm holding on to a lot of the sadness and the suffering and I haven't allowed myself to feel like the joy of my kids laughing, right? And so I was angry and
And sad.
sad, really sad. Yeah, truly sad and the anger was
Just a
just
crust.
right.
A protective emotion on top of a deep sadness.
Mhm. Yeah. And so I think that when we're not in balance, that's what it looks like. And then going back to this idea of like yoga and connection, that's not my highest self. That's not
Yeah.
my best version of me, right? And so I think then kind of going back to the tools that help me to feel in like more familiar, like modern terms, like to help me feel more regulated,
Yeah.
right? Or in other terms, it's like to feel more centered. Because if I was centered and kind of feeling more grounded when I had walked into that and been like, oh, okay, no big deal.
Yeah. Acceptance. Quick to acceptance.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to anger your way into them taking Apple Pay.
Right.
Well, I did all these things. Okay, well, we'll take Apple Pay now.
Yeah.
Psych.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought of the meditation you discussed earlier where you sit and a thought will come up and you'll kind of go into it and then notice you're in this thought and then kind of extract yourself and go back to the deep void of meditation before the next cloud comes in and you go
Right.
straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that in relationship to the trials and tribulations of the world, especially now,
Yeah.
I can wake up 5 minutes into a rant.
What do you mean?
Like, I will have talked about how capitalism is ruining every aspect of the human experience,
Uh-huh.
from the medical industry
Uh-huh.
to therapy to education
Uh-huh.
and to definitely food supply, like how we're managing and providing food for people. And
Mhm.
I will have ranted and just be on some autopilot
Uh-huh.
hate rant
Mhm.
about the world and society and all that, and kind of wake up in it and be like, whoa,
Mhm.
I'm angry. I'm
Yes. Oh, I
sad.
see what you mean now. Yes.
I'm angry.
Mhm.
I'm sad at what feels like a disconnection
Mhm.
between, I don't know, healthy living and life and people and all that.
Mhm.
And why can't I get connected and all that? And it comes across as this, I'm
Mhm.
ranting.
Mhm.
I imagine a lot of people are doing that now.
Yes. Yes.
They wake up and it's like, I've been
Mhm.
ranting for 4 months now.
Right.
What
Mhm.
happened to my humanity and a
Mhm.
world where there is all of those things? I just need to balance life out,
Mhm.
which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I need to life is all of those things, and it's all of the other things. It is community, it is connection, it is empathy, it is compassion, it
Mhm.
is, helping someone without any expectation. It is um deep breath.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. I don't know where I was going there.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that, we're all here for different reasons and we're all here to do whatever it is that, we feel passionate about. And I think that we can't do that if we are, consumed by the sadness or consumed by
Right.
anger.
Right.
And so I think especially right now when we're talking about, the rant, right? It's like, well, if we do want to do something about any of these things, then we better well be like pretty sourced and grounded because it's a long process, right?
Right.
And so,
So you could channel that into advocacy. You
right.
could channel that into some healthy places,
Mhm.
but you're probably going to need to balance yourself because it's a long journey
Right.
in
Mhm.
other areas.
Or whatever it is. Like maybe it's not advocacy work, maybe it's parenting.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. Maybe
you
it's
know?
raising. Yeah. Well, that definitely will impact the future.
Right.
I believe
Mhm.
the children are our future.
Mhm.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense
Uh-huh.
of pride.
Of pride. To make it easier?
Easier.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm starting to get fuzzy with it
Right there,
at
yeah.
that point.
Uh-huh.